Pastor Knox, I know you haven't been at Greater Bethel that long, but if you could just talk about how you were able to lead your congregation to consider partnering with Habitat. What were some of the obstacles you had to overcome? What were some of the challenges? Was it easy? Did you have to have an official board meeting, conference trustees? For the AMEs watching, help us understand the process.
The process was not easy, but looking back on the process, the Holy Spirit was with us the entire way. Since I arrived at Greater Bethel in 2019, we've been in conversations about developing the 10 acres of land that we have on Peachtree Road in Charlotte. We were talking with developers, and developers were very much interested in the property. And then the pandemic happened, and the property and developing the property was not on our minds. But as time went on, during the pandemic, I said, we got to do something. So the developers wanted to come in and build $300,000 houses. And the more we thought about it, that was really not the way we wanted to go. We wanted to bring about more affordable housing. And so we began to talk it. We began to preach it. We began to share really about trying to do good in our community. So money was not really the main focus. The main focus shifted from us profiting off the land to us doing something, number one, to help the housing crisis in Charlotte, and two, to do some good and restore or give the church a more positive image in the community. So earlier this year, we began to talk with Habitat and a couple other organizations, as well as the developer. The developer was still on the table, but the Holy Spirit got involved, and we no longer trusted the developer. We could have made more money with the developer, but the trust was not there. And the more we talked with Habitat, we felt that it was a good fit. And so the Holy Spirit directed everything. And so we chose Habitat. We brought it before the conference trustees met with Laura and met with Bob and asked all of their questions. And we came back with or Habitat came with a proposal. We agreed, the church voted. We took it to the presiding elder, the quarterly conference. The quarterly conference approved it. And just a few days ago, we took it to the conference trustees. And the conference trustees unanimously approved it. So we are good to go. All the documents have been signed. We're good to go. And we're excited about what is going to take place. We have a lot of PR that we'll be putting out for the community, as well as the connection, so that the connection can know what we're doing. But we are so excited about it, and we know that this is really going to make a major impact, and not only in that community, but throughout Charlotte and Mecklenburg County for generations yet to come.
That's such a powerful story. And you know, I heard a few things as you were talking. One, that money was not the primary goal. Mm-hmm. And there was trust. And I was sharing with Blair just before you guys came on that the AME Church, AME Zion Church, because of our history in this country, we've been around since the 18th century. We own a lot of property.
Yes.
But oftentimes we're negotiating with developers who don't share our mission, who we don't trust, and we end up losing so much valuable property at the hands of people that profit off of land that was acquired through our foreparents who worked hard, scrubbing floors and selling food, bake sales, everything to acquire that property. So I just applaud you for doing that. Laura, if you could, I mean, Abdu's already set it up, but what are the challenges that you've experienced, not only with working with Greater Bethel, but on your end, just dealing with communities of faith and trying to get them to understand how development works? How do you get them to see the big picture? How do you do it?
Yeah, great question. Thanks for the invitation. And I got to tell you, this whole path has been one of joyous celebration the whole way through. From the first time that he called me and said, hey, could we maybe talk about how we could use this land and use it for its best and highest purpose, right? And that was really kind of our guiding principle through this whole process. And how could it be a win-win-win, really? A win for the church, a win for Habitat, and a win for the community. And I think we've structured it that way, the way that we are doing it. And so we will we'll be, transforming this land that is currently not really activated and not being used, and we'll transition it into a 34 home neighborhood. And so we will be able to bring affordable housing to hardworking families in this community that need it. And that'll both stabilize their lives and give them the opportunity for generational wealth and economic mobility, not just for the initial home buyers, but for generations to come. And that's really the narrative and the story that gets Pastor Knox and I all fired up. When every time we talk, we get all excited.